Are we on, Kavita Mataji?
Any moment, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
So, Hare Krishna, welcome to all my dear Sakhis. I'm very, very excited. My honor to be talking to Suma Mataji. I think I let her only, introduce about herself because, we want to know more about Mataji. So I don't want to be saying anything to, downplay what Mataji is. I've known her for, I think, a few months or a year, always very friendly, very humble, despite, the position she holds. So this format will be like, a podcast. So I'm going to ask Mataji a few questions that will highlight. Actually, the reason we are doing this, I'm sure it's on Sakhi Sangha, but for those who've just joined. So Mataji is a senior director at Salesforce, which is a big software company. And she just received a Global Woman of Impact Award. So I'm going to ask Mataji only how significant, this is, but it's a global award that she won among 900 nominees. So a very huge achievement this is. And what struck me is, Mataji is very humble, and she's attributing this to, her being in the spiritual life and being inspired by Srila Prabhupada. So we learn about all that directly from Mataji, because, all of us in life, wherever we are, we all need to be inspired in, different areas that we work. So how can, how effectively Mataji has integrated spirituality into a career? Some of these things we're going to ask Mataji directly. So welcome, Suma Mataji. So the format will be, a few questions I'll ask, maybe half an hour I'll spend with Mataji. In that she'll address many of the issues that, many of the questions that all of us may have. But in the end, we'll open it to everyone. So all of you can ask Mataji questions. So Suma Mataji, want to begin by quickly, if you can just let us know a little bit about your education background. Yeah. And how you ended up at being Salesforce, and growing up, what were your dreams? Did you think you'll achieve big awards in your life? And second, did you think you'll become a bhakta? So these two, if you can answer, that would be great.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. And Hare Krishna to all the Sakhis. Then please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. It's an honor to be interviewed by Karunaradhika Mataji, who is who is an accomplished doctor herself, such an accomplished and experienced doctor. And you are so down to earth, Mataji. Who will know that you're such a busy doctor, and still like a clockwork, you take care of Sakhi Sangha events. And I was telling Kavita Mataji on the way back from that event that never have I seen any physical Sakhi Sangha being missed, all thanks to Karuna Radhika Mataji. So thank you so much. It's an honor to be talking to you and everybody here. So yeah, I am from this place called Shivamogga, which is central part of central Karnataka. I did my basic education there until +12, and then did my engineering from Mysore and MTech from Surathkal. The best thing about my post-graduation is my college was right opposite a beautiful beach. Even today, it is so pristine and uncontaminated, very beautiful beach. Every single day of my college, I went to that beach. Because looking at the ocean, I realized, not that I didn't know, but it was pretty obvious standing in front of a huge ocean, how small I was. And realizing how small I was the beginning of my spiritual journey. A lot of people ask me what is difference between spiritual and religious, because as you know, the unfortunate world we live in, the word religion is a bad word. That is because people don't understand what's the meaning of religion. So in order to not offend them, and not can I give them the meaning of religion in a few seconds that I have with them, so I just tell them which is pretty appealing, by the way. I tell them that being spiritual is realizing how small you are. What does that mean is we are just a small speck in a small city, in a small country, in a small world, in a small universe, in a, how many universes that are there, infinite number. If everyone has that view, then we'll know who we are, and that sort of humbles us and keeps us grounded, and our spiritual journey starts from there. That's what I say. Anyway,
It's a beautiful definition, Mataji, you gave of spirituality. Very wonderful. I think, that summarizes what spirituality is.
Yeah. So then I got married to a man who was in Seattle working for Microsoft. I joined Microsoft eventually. I was there in Seattle for around 13 and a half years. All my 3 children were born there. And we as a family decided to relocate back. It was Praveen is my husband, Praveen and my decision alone. Only we two hanker to come back to India. Both our mothers, we don't have our fathers. Mother and mother-in-law, both of them were with us in Seattle itself. They were very shocked actually, because they really loved the life there. No maid. You don't have to wait for a maid every day. There is no such thing as, oh, water is not coming today or power is gone. Such an amazing, comfortable life, Mataji. And they were like double checking with us. Really, you want to go back? And we said, yeah, we want to go back. And we came back. And I have 3 children, a girl and twin boys. And the twin boys were 5 years old, and my girl was about to turn 10. That was the deadline I gave my husband, that she crosses 10, I'm not coming to India, because it's going to be very hard for her to adjust if we delay this decision. So months before she turned 10, we were here. And twins grew up listening to lot of God stories and reading Amar Chitrakatha from gods. So one of them got hooked onto these stories, Praket. And he used to, every day, he would choose a god or a demigod or a devata. And he would ask me to tell a lot of things about that same god. Like today he would declare, today it is Kali, goddess Kali's day. Tell me about Kali Amma. And the whole day I would dig the research about Kali and tell him a lot of things. So when we came to India, you can imagine they were bitten by mosquitoes, and their faces all got swollen up, and they were down with fever, and they started sort of almost disliking the relocation and all that. And my daughter and my other twin blamed the guy who has this attraction for gods and demigods, saying that, I think Amma Nana decided to come to India because of this fellow. Every day he talked about Devatas. That's why they were here. And my husband and I looked at each other and said, thank God we got saved. Nobody's going to blame us, actually. So that's how it's been 12 years, and they got beautifully adjusted. And now my daughter is back to US doing her graduation. She's about to graduate in June, and she really thanks her upbringing that happened here for the 12 years. She really thinks there is something about the kind of upbringing I got here, being in a joint family with the grandmothers, with all of the relatives around. And she really loved it. So this is my small, quick summary of life so far. When we came here, I joined Salesforce. I was still in Microsoft. And after 18 and a half years, I decided to retire, actually. I thought it's done. I'm done with the corporate career. Let me just retire and see what else can I do. By that time, my good fortune, I was already introduced to Krishna consciousness by mercy of His Grace Lilanand Prabhuji and Her Grace Anuradha Mataji, who is on the call, for whom I am forever grateful and indebted to. And I thought I could do something. I'll figure it out. I'll retire. But as the luck would have it, my ex-manager was there in the same community that I lived, and he had joined Salesforce, and he sort of tried for 14 months to convince me that I should join Salesforce, and here I am. So this is how I joined Salesforce, Mataji. One small interesting thing that I'll tell you, which may give a lot of perspective, is that the way I left Microsoft after 18 and a half years was pretty unceremoniously. Life is not always a bed of roses. I had a manager who, I don't know what his problem was. I don't want to speculate. At best, I can guess that there was some kind of an envy or some kind of a insecure feeling. And that person is the reason I left Microsoft. He is the catalyst behind my thinking about leaving corporate world. So my exit was rather unceremonious for having spent in a company and having given my blood and sweat for 18 and a half years. Because I didn't even think for 18 and a half minutes to leave my 18 and a half year old company. But, as the luck would have it, I was going back to corporate world, and I was actually talking to many people, asking whether I should go back and all. And my sister-in-law's husband, who is also a devotee, he's the disciple of His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj in Seattle. He told my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law told me that, sometimes when people see people following spiritual lives, devotional life, and not being employed, they belittle them. Sometimes they belittle them, and oh yeah, they can do all that. They can do Hare Krishna all the time. They have all the time in the world because she doesn't work. Maybe, Krishna is pulling you back into corporate world to prove a point that despite being a professional and a hardcore professional in a technical world, you can still be, following devotional life. And that explanation really touched my heart. I thought, okay, let me see what I still have got to give to this corporate world. And I joined, and it's been an amazing ride so far. And, ending up, recently in this Woman of Impact Award.
You're on mute, Pavarana Radhika Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So I was saying, you've actually answered kind of my next question, because for me also, in my mind, that debate is always there, should I leave everything and just do immersive bhakti, which is, very nice as we, go forward. And then, but this point you make is important, that, you're trying to show, that we can do both. And then this is our opportunity to showcase, Srila Prabhupada or our ISKCON movement. So wonderful, Mataji. So Mataji, this award, that is Women of Impact Award, that you've been a recipient of, can you tell us what this award means and what is the selection process, so we understand?
Definitely, Mataji. Before everything else, I just want to give my view of how I view any award, not just this. Individual excellence is never a solo journey, Mataji, in my opinion. It is a reflection of collective effort. So success, whether it is for an individual or a large corporation, is fundamentally a group effort. It is shaped by the contributions of, say, family, friends, partners, customers, employees, even competitors, right? Most of the successful products that we are today using is all thanks to their competitor, that these people wanted to make a very shiny product for use by customers. So external factors play such a pivotal role in influencing and strategizing somebody or some corporation becoming a very successful. That's why I really think that my success is also due to a lot of factors, my family, friends, and my husband, children notwithstanding. Also, mainly the kind of person I am because of following Krishna consciousness. This award particularly is for women in Salesforce who have sort of gone above and beyond their line of duty in being able to inspire or be a role model for the other women in Salesforce and allies. So as we all know, Mataji, it is a very well-known fact that in the corporate world, as we grow up the ladder, the number of women actually shrink. So diversity is a problem in most of the corporate worlds. Right? If you look at the engineering, I keep saying this actually, I think I said it before also. In engineering colleges, you see the number of computer science graduates, it's almost 50-50 boys and girls. If you go look at a computer science class in any engineering college, it's 50-50. But you look at how many CEOs that are women, or how many women are holding very high exec roles in companies. You can really count them. There are a very small number of people. So in order to encourage women to come back to corporate life, if they have had a gap, or to continue and grow in that ladder, every corporate has these policies and initiatives that actually help women to network together. Because one thing that you said in the beginning is very important, Mataji. Apart from food, water, shelter, that are basic necessities of life, role models are also one of the basic necessities of life, and especially so for women. Doesn't matter whether we are in a professional role, we are working, or we are a homemaker. Everybody needs a role model. Without a role model, the person is going to sink into either depression or having some kind of complexes. It's very important. And these are the initiatives that every corporate takes up, and Salesforce is no different. There is a group called Salesforce Women Network, SWN, which is sponsored by exec level female professional. And there were a lot of nomination. It's a nomination based selection, Mataji. So my manager, my male colleagues, they're called allies in this effort. They hold a very pivotal role in actually recognizing the contributions that I am making, and they have put the nominations out. Coming to what I have been doing, Mataji, I come from a very humble background and a very simple household, and a non-metropolitan city. When these three combinations are there, you tend to be very frugal. I'm very frugal, Mataji. I want to achieve, I want to get more out of less. This is my engineering principle. And this is an amazing principle. This is called productivity. If people can do more with less, right? That is called productivity. So I have always wondered whether innovation, creative thinking can be taught, right? Can be learned. Or, if somebody is very, very intelligent, we say, oh, Einstein. And Einstein is only one guy. Albert Einstein is one and only iconic figure. He's supposed to have some highest IQ and whatnot. And he was born with that. So it begs the question, is innovation and creative thinking by birth? Somebody gets it by birth and cannot be learned or taught? And sort of I got my answer through the initiative that I was part of. I was very lucky to have leaders who believed in such an initiative, and we put it forward and said, let's do some creative projects on the side along with the work. Now, Mataji, you can imagine regular work itself is so consuming. It's like it takes your 200% bandwidth. Now, here I am proposing something on the side. So you can imagine all the doubts that were lurking in people's mind who were actually endorsing this, as well as the people who are going to be part of it. Like, what is she even thinking? We can't even get done with our regular work, and she's asking us to do something on the side. But one thing I realized is I bring enthusiastic people and some creative ideas together and magic happens. That's all that is that is needed, and a recipe for innovation, right? You bring enthusiastic people and great ideas. Isn't it true everywhere, Mataji? Isn't it true even for what we learned from Srila Prabhupada?
Projects here in Bhakti also, yes.
Exactly. So this initiative started 3 years back, and it's a roaring success, Mataji. I'm so thankful to Krishna and thankful to all the people who worked and who believed in this and who are part of it. And we have done an amazing job in this. The second one, I always thought, can public speaking skills be learned irrespective of your background and personality? Not everybody will jump at the opportunity to get behind a microphone and start giving away speech to the glory, right? Some of us are timid, some of us are shy, some of us are introvert, and you won't believe, Mataji, I am an introvert person. Nobody would believe that. If you allow me, I would live under a rock. To the point, my father's friend once told him that you should have named her Soumya. Soumya means somebody who is very limited in her interactions and very, I'm anything but Soumya today, but that was my nature. That is my nature. But over the time, I really felt that when you have the skill to contribute and make things better, whatever it is around you, it becomes an obligation. It's not a choice. It is mandatory to help others. It's mandatory to be kind. It's mandatory to be considerate. They're not optional things. And these things work better when you have a good articulative skill. So it's very important that we are able to convey what is in our hearts and in our minds in a way that is palatable to the audience. Lord Krishna says in 4th chapter, 17th verse, Anudvegakaram Vakyam. This was the shloka that caught my attention, and I thought a lot about it. Krishna says 4 components are necessary in order to make a conversation very, very useful. It has to be anudvega. It shouldn't agitate the audience. It should be truthful. It should be pleasing, and it should be beneficial to the other. Now, Mataji, tell me, as a manager, I sometimes have to fire people. How can I make this conversation pleasing, not agitating, and beneficial to the other party, right, Mataji? I was like, what are you talking, Krishna? Like, tell me what should I do here? But I searched through some of the great lectures that we have. There is no dearth of intellectual devotees in ISKCON, thankfully. And I got my answer. Even there, we can be very, very authentic and caring. And this statement of Einstein comes to my rescue. I have fired 8 people in my 15 years of being a manager. 8 people. Firing happens in a matter of hours, Mataji. They come into work, they don't know what's happening to them. We call them into a room and we tell them, buddy, it's not working out. Just pack your bag up and you need to leave the premises within half an hour. If you don't, I'll call the security. And these are the people we have personal relationship, personal friendship. We have shared their lunch boxes. We have cried together, all these people, Mataji. They are not strangers that I can easily be stone-hearted to them. But this is my job. So what I would begin that conversation with, Mataji, was that Einstein once said that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's unfair. A fish is not meant to climb a tree. I would just tell them, buddy, you are a swimmer and my team is a bunch of tree climbers. It's just that we are not gelling. That's it. It's not working out for us. But I'm not calling you useless. Don't give me permission to call you useless, because I'm nobody to do that. I don't have any right to do that. and I really want you to be successful. I really care for you. Please find something that works for you. Of course, we would have given them a lot of hints and feedback, direct feedback, saying that it's not working out along the way. A firing doesn't happen overnight. But most of the times, Karuna Radhika Mataji, all these 8 people are still my friends in LinkedIn, and they wish me for my birthday. So one thing that has worked,
Nice, very nice.
authenticity works, and we can still care for them. We can still care for them. No corporate can stop us from caring for our people. I'm forced to take them out of performance reasons. That does not mean I don't care for them. So these are all the things. Vitvani, I founded a program called Vitvani based on the Bhagavad Gita shloka, Anudvega Kramvakyam. And I joined hands with 2 more equally enthusiastic women. And out came these mentees who graduated from this program, Mataji. They were very scared to talk in front of a small group of people. They went on to doing stand-up comedy in front of hundreds of people
Very good.
at the end of it. Because one thing my dad would say, he would make me take part in a lot of, I have studied in Kannada medium, and English is not my first language, nor is it my mother tongue. So there was a time I used to struggle to talk in English. And my dad told that, and I complained to my dad, why did you make me study in Kannada medium when you knew that all the advanced education is in English? I could have as well studied in English. Then my dad said, no. It's very important to have the opportunity to think in mother tongue and formulate your thoughts in mother tongue. Because what makes one a great orator is not the language, but the thoughts that are flowing through that vehicle of language. Language can be learned anywhere at any age by anyone. But if we don't have that richness of thoughts, it's very hard, right? So that was very, very encouraging for me. So when I saw the success of these programs, I was so happy. And as part of this program, I had the amazing once in a lifetime opportunity to get His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu to come in and talk about the mastery of words. Who can talk better than His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu about the efficacy and power of words? Words can make or break a deal, make or break a heart, make or break a relationship. So words are everything. So I think of all these things, all these initiatives were taken into consideration before deciding this award, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. That is, looks like you had the, courage to implement a lot of initiatives. I think your company is also, I can see, the environment must be, quite friendly for you to, be able to do all this. Wonderful, Mataji, such wonderful initiatives. So Mataji, coming to what caught my attention is you've said that, all this credit for the award goes to you being in Krishna consciousness and how you're inspired by Srila Prabhupada. Can you throw a little bit of light on that, Mataji? Explain how spirituality has, added to your business culture.
Yes, Mataji. So this is the hard part, Mataji. Philosophy, book reading, or sadhana is a different world. You wear your usual casual dress, step out of the house, and you're in a corporate world. Nobody else follows that. Now you are the black sheep, right? So one thing I really learned from Srila Prabhupada, he was the biggest black sheep in US when he went there. I mean, and nothing was on his side, Mataji. Nothing was on his side. Was age on his side? Was he a very handsome man with like a amazingly reverberating voice that he would open his mouth and people would hook on to him? Nothing going right for Prabhupada. And what he achieved is the greatest achievement and accomplishment in modern civilization, Mataji. I'm just waiting when Srila Prabhupada will be awarded Bharat Ratna. Even Bharat Ratna is very small for him, but I want him to be recognized with Bharat Ratna and every other award that there is. I want it to be conferred on Srila Prabhupada, just so everybody knows that such a man existed, walked on this earth, was born on this planet, and did so much for people that were remotely related to him. They were nobody to him. Nobody. So now when I think like this, then I'm feeling very good about my black sheep status in my office, right? That's fine. I think differently. That's going to be my advantage. But one thing I keep reminding, and Leelanand Prabhuji keeps reminding us, all of us, again and again, that our spiritual knowledge should not be used for judging others. The minute we do that, our own fall down starts. So it's not to judge others, but to use it as an edge. Use it as an edge, right? So that's where the whole process comes into picture. And even here, people asked me, I was almost selected, Mataji, when these set of questions were posed to me, because there are going to be a series of events that are going to kick off throughout the month of March, which is the month of women in Salesforce, about all of us. By the way, one thing I want to tell is 16 women were chosen out of 900 nominees, finalists, Mataji. So 16 women won the award of Women of Impact. So it is Women of Impact Awards, right? So 8 of them are under technology, 8 of them are on non-technology umbrella, and I am one of the women in the technology umbrella. So one principle that I follow from Srila Prabhupada is be courageous. Be courageous, be authentic, never shy away from telling what is the truth, but in a way that is palatable. And one of the greatest qualities of Srila Prabhupada that I have used in my work is his sense of humor. Because who doesn't like a laugh, Mataji? People may not like your philosophy or whatever serious thing, but everybody is ready to hear a joke. And Prabhupada, I think the kind of original jokes that Prabhupada has created on the planet, we should just do that, Mataji. I have a dream of mine where I want to compile a book of all the conversations that Prabhupada has done with these media people, press people, right? They ask him, oh, Swamiji,
Yes.
are you here to convert all Muslims and Christians into, Hare Krishna followers? And Prabhupada so confidently says, no. He has such a good answer for every.
So bold, Prabhupada is
So bold.
amazing. Straightforward also. No
And never
beating around the bush.
dilutes the spirit of
Yes.
what he is there to talk about. Never dilutes. But at the same time, it's not like the other person is running away from Prabhupada. He becomes endearing to Prabhupada at the end of that interview, right? I mean, Prabhupada becomes endearing to him. So that is the principle. If we can spin a joke around something, say the same thing in a smiling manner, but on the spot, right? I have used that a lot. I think about Prabhupada a lot, actually, when I have to answer a question. And I as I put in the group, I clearly told it, there was not a microsecond in my mind when I was asked, who is your inspiration? Immediately, I thought of Srila Prabhupada. And I told something that rest of the world will resonate more with, because all of us are working for happiness. Actually, all of us are working for comforts in material life. Happiness is a very bigger word and not fully understood word outside, Mataji. So if you talk about luxuries and comforts, the point becomes very quick to reach the mind. So I said, he was already an accomplished person. He didn't have to do all these. At the age of 69, he undertook amazing amount of difficulties just for the compassion that he had for the world that he thought was suffering because of godlessness. That's what he writes in Bhagavatam introduction. I haven't finished reading Bhagavatam at all, Mataji, but I have read Bhagavatam introduction more than 40 times.
Very good.
More than 40 times. Even if people just read Bhagavatam introduction, they can perfect their lives. I mean,
Very good.
there are
Wonderful.
a lot of people on this call who are already reading a lot of Bhagavatam, and they'll probably read multiple times. But for me, even introduction is masterclass, masterpiece.
You're applying Bhagavatam, Mataji. So no matter how much we all read, you're applying Bhagavatam. So Srila Prabhupada must be so immensely pleased with you.
Yeah. So this is it, Mataji. Be courageous. Use sense of humor where some strong messages are being sent, and without diluting. And I really care for the people. Otherwise, I won't even answer, Mataji. If I have to someday give a very curt answer that might hurt somebody, I would rather stay silent, because I'm nobody to hurt anyone. And hurting is never on the agenda, never on the card. I don't think what I'll achieve with it. I don't want to achieve anything out of hurting someone. So these are the things that I follow, apart from all the regular goodness that we all follow in practicing devotional life, that teaches us patience, and that teaches us the power of love. This is the last thing that I use, Mataji. I think people in the world watch a lot of romantic movies and whatnot, and they become super duper hit and all that. I don't think anybody understands love. They don't know love.
Yes, ma'am.
Only after coming to Krishna consciousness and hearing Prabhupada say what love is, I really understood what love is. And that was a very big turning point in my personal relationships. Forget professional. We are all very nice to people outside, Mataji.
Yes, ma'am.
In office and all, we are very polite. Oh, please, kindly, thank you. And we come home, our Asli Swarup will come out, right? But that should not happen. That should not happen, Mataji. If we really understand the meaning of love and power of love, it will not happen. For whatever reason, we are getting along well with our in-laws, parents, spouses, whoever it is. We are getting along well or not, we have to understand that there is an undercurrent of love that is there. And once we understand that, we don't mind doing anything for them. We don't mind ignoring some of the, curt replies or responses or words that we might have heard from them. It gives us the strength to sort of not hurt them back. And when we don't hurt them back, that's a very powerful weapon.
Yes, ma'am.
People, nobody can not notice that you are not hurting them back, Mataji. Nobody can not notice. Over the time, they'll realize, array, this person I'm being so rude to, and all I get is love or service back.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, Mataji, this, the love you talk about, that's like the, essence of all creation. That's like the basis of all creation. Even I've been understanding that, and, that's what, Radharani is giving us. So very vital. Similar experience I've had, when I moved from Apollo to Care Hospital, there was already an existing, team, a team of 3 cardiologists who felt very insecure because I was a senior and I was made the clinical director. So they were very insecure, and I could see that negative vibes coming. But then, I for a long time, they were waiting for me to, like control them and change everything. And nothing was coming from me like that. Nothing negative was coming. So slowly, they relaxed. I mean, I didn't have to do anything active. I was just, myself and not interfering with them or not being controlling or being sweet and, showing some love. And, it all turned out. Now, we are all a very integral team. So I think that underlying love, and when they see that when somebody expects negativity and you're not giving, that really helps, Mataji. Thank you so much. One question, Mataji. See, like when earlier in Krishna consciousness, we always have like this, spiritual world and a material world. We think they are different compartments, which, as we advance, we know it is not. So especially, again, corporate world, I would say, that's completely different. I mean, even though we are talking integration, but it's like you said, you have to wear a different hat to go to the corporate world. So how do you integrate, this spirituality that you're in with the corporate world? Like it's big, bad, and ugly, and this is gentle, soft, and humble. So how do you integrate both these?
That's a very good question, Mataji. Devotional path and devotees are very gentle, soft-spoken, but we are not doormats, Mataji. We cannot be bulldozed over.
Yes.
So we need to know our own value. We need to know our own strengths and powers. How we show it to the world, well, that requires some strategy, right? I am following Krishna consciousness and all of the principles has made me very light-hearted and I have nothing to lose. I go into the work every day thinking I have nothing to lose. So I'm not insecure. I don't mind giving 100% credit to a person who contributed 20% into the project, because it doesn't matter. Over the time, all I ever expect or hope for is that I'm surrounded by reasonable people who will see my contribution also. I'm not an insecure person. It doesn't matter to me whether I'm recognized or not. Actually, that brings recognition.
Yes, that takes away a lot of stress, right? The need for
Lot of-
recognition is so much in the corporate world, the need for power,
Yes,
of
that's
control.
the number one.
Because we let
deterrent.
go, that helps. That helps.
That's the number one deterrent in
Yes.
corporate world for making it a very harsh place to work in. Once people, make it a very light-hearted place to work, everybody will contribute as though they're running the company from their, pocket money. They'll own the company. They'll become, there is a term called extreme ownership in Salesforce. I heard it in Salesforce for the first time. There is an extreme ownership. We recognize people who contribute selflessly. That is called extreme ownership. They just worked for the success of the project and the happiness and success of the customers. Nothing else mattered to them. So that is very important. And during this process, it really helps to be a courageous communicator. This is also a characteristic that Salesforce values a lot. A courageous communicator is one who does not mince words when a blocker is spotted and does not mind taking the blame for it or pointing to the process that caused the problem, not the person who caused the problem. There's a difference. You did wrong versus this process that we followed did not work for us. There's a big world of a difference between the two. People are not to be blamed most of the times. Whatever they followed or whatever they thought and the process they followed is to be blamed. So these are the kind of things that I bring in. When I talk about a process, I'm very cutthroat because there is no human behind it and it's okay. But the owner of the process, I let them know that I'm in your shoes, I would have made the same mistake. So there is no attack happening here on personal level. You have to take it. Feedback is a gift, Mataji. People have to take it. They can throw it in the dustbin later on. But first order of business, when somebody gives you a gift, what do? You just take it. That's the etiquette of taking a gift, and feedback is a gift. So I give feedback in a cutthroat manner on a process, things that happen. But when I'm talking about people, I watch my words. I'm not that cutthroat. I soften it up. Not sugarcoat it. No, sugarcoat will dilute. But I soften it up. Because again, as I go back to my original statement, hurting somebody is not on the agenda. I tell them, for example, I was giving a very strong feedback to a person who ran a process. And I said, I'm pointing fingers, but I'm fully aware that 3 fingers are pointing to me. When I point 1 finger at you, 3 of them are pointing to me. So I share the responsibility. But let's make it better this time. And these are the things that haven't worked in our favor. And this really helps, Mataji. So as you can see, I'm combining the supposedly heartless world of corporate with the principles of a devotee who is Karuna Sagara and merciful and all forgiving.
Yeah, thank you much. So we've heard some, I know you apply many more principles of Krishna consciousness in your daily work, but has there been an incident or a time when you being a devotee sort of impeded your corporate being in the business world? So has it ever impeded or was it ever a negative impact on your work?
I have done both. I have done things wearing a spiritual hat that has impeded my career in corporate world, and I have worn my corporate hat unknowingly, unintentionally in a spiritual setup and probably broken some heart. Not many. I learned that lesson a little bit quick, but I have done both. I have done mistakes in both the worlds. Actually, let me talk about the first one. The reason that person, that last manager that I had, last but one manager that I had in Microsoft, who was the reason for me to get out of Microsoft. By the way, I thank him a lot. All I have for him is my heart full of gratitude. If I hadn't left Microsoft, I wouldn't have joined Salesforce. If I hadn't joined Salesforce, I wouldn't have known who I am and what I'm capable of. So you never know. Krishna keeps some impediments which are only a stepping stone for greater and higher things. And I want everybody, especially we don't have, unfortunately, any teenagers on the call, or I don't know whether we have. I want all the teenagers to know this, because that whole college process, learning process is only full of impediments, or so we feel, Makarona Radhika Mataji, because it's exams after exams, tests after tests. You did well in one test, you didn't do in another. In the lab, the results didn't come properly. So many things keep on happening in a student life. Rarely does a kid come from school joyously, continuously. One day they come with, spring in their shoes. Someday they come with their long faces. They need to know that all these things are very, very necessary. And in my case, that was what happened. This guy was a pain in the neck. I decided to, you know what? I'm just going to leave this whole damn thing. I'm sorry for my language. This is how I thought, really. And then I decided to leave, but only wonderful things followed after that. The reason I gave him the chance to do all those things to me was my transparency into what I'm doing outside of work. This is very, very important, Mataji. We need not share all the activities that we do in our devotional life with everyone at work, because you don't know the level of maturity that people have in terms of understanding what we are doing. People may draw unnecessarily inappropriate and non-conducive conclusions about you. Oh, she's always cooking for hundreds of people. How will she look into customer escalations?
Wow.
It has nothing to do with I can do customer escalations. I can cook prasadam for 100 people. What is your problem, right? So some level of professionalism has to be maintained. Some level of facade. It's for a lack of a better word, I'm using this Mataji. Some kind of a facade needs to be maintained until we know and we strike that personal relationship with people around us at work, where they're going to like us, whatever we do. That affection, that genuine affection is established. Only then we can tell them, hey, this weekend I'm very busy. There is a festival in our temple that's happening. I don't even invite them, Mataji, by the way. And it's going to be very joyous and need to be there. And they keep on hearing few times, and then I see that they're expecting me to invite. Then I'll say, do you want to come in? And sometimes they come, sometimes they don't, but definitely that inclination comes.
Yeah.
So this is where I sort of impeded myself in my career, Mataji.
It's like sharing, even in Bhakti, Acharya Sena Mataji, you should have some, who you can talk nicely, some
Correct.
who you can open your heart fully, some you can just share some. So depending on, their consciousness and their level of understanding, we should open our hearts. Very
Exactly.
important.
Like His Grace Radhesham Prabhuji always says, if it is a marital problem or something, some issue that is happening in a marriage between a couple, they should always go to a Grihastha counselor. What business does a sannyasi have in terms of counseling a Grihastha on an issue that is totally a marital, right? Like, so we need to know where we are. That kind of maturity should be there. So that is a very hard lesson that I learned.
And like Radhanath Swami Maharaj always says, failure is a stepping stone for success. So I think you're an example for that, coming into Salesforce and all the, brightness it's brought to your life. So Mataji, I think time-wise, I just 2 more questions I'm going to ask. So if you want to define success, people have different definitions for success. You talk to, I don't think any 2 definitions are same. But for you, again, being in the corporate world and being a devotee, what is in our life, what is success? Like, what should I consider success as?
Happiness, Mataji. This is very simple for me. If you're happy, you're successful. If you're happy being a homemaker, if you're happy being a teacher, if you're happy serving your in-laws, that's it. Happiness is a superset and subset, and success is a subset of it, not the other way around. This is the mistake, especially corporate world people make. There is a training, Mataji, a book written by somebody called Stephen Covey. You can Google.
Yes, I think I heard about. Yeah.
Stephen Covey has written a book called 7 Habits of Effective People. And this is a corporate training that a lot of corporates give, including Salesforce. In the first chapter, he actually explains the interviews of highly successful CEOs on the planet after their retirement, and everybody is in a guilty mood and a repentant mood. Right? How many people want to be in the shoes of a CEO, Mataji? They must be dreaming that, I want to become a CEO. But these people who have been CEOs, earned those crores and crores of rupees, they're completely on a guilt trip towards the end of their lives. Indra Nooyi, who was the CEO of PepsiCo, the day she was leaving, she was retiring, she was packing her boxes, the office, and she found a chit, Mataji, in a box that was written by her then 9-year-old daughter 15 years back. And she wrote, "Mom, how I wish you and me play at least once in a week in the park outside." Now, that really was very hard hitting for her. Now, even if she wants to spend time with her daughter, she's 22, 23, she doesn't have time. Right?
So how did you balance, Mataji, again, having 3 kids and such a intense job?
They balance me, Mataji. I don't balance anyone. I don't manage anyone. Everybody manages me. I allow them to manage. There are times I don't say, there is no such thing as balance, Mataji. Sometimes we have to give more importance to one thing when rest of the things are ignored. And then comes a time when another thing takes the precedence. So it's like a sine wave. There is no balance as such. But if in a considerably small duration of time, if we can manage some level of satisfaction across all cross functions of our lives, we have done it well, I would say. Mostly for example, if kids want something, they can ask me and I'll make it. It's as simple as that. Doesn't matter I have a meeting, I don't have a meeting, I'm very busy, I'm tired. I may postpone. Maybe today I'm really busy 7:30 to 10:30. So whatever they ask for, I'll make it for tomorrow. There's always a tomorrow. But I'm not going to turn them down or anything. At the same time, say, as today, I just want to take off and spend some light-hearted time with all the Vaishnavis. I just took off from the work. Every department of your life allows you to take time out to enjoy, Mataji. It is us who think that
we are indispensable.
That is in our heads. There is no need to balance. Let's just make sure that we are being intentional everywhere. We are not intentionally ignoring anything. But even if we ignore, we know that we ignored and we have to come back to it. And that will take care of itself.
Thank you, Mataji. We'll need time for others to question. So my last question. All these Sakhis are eagerly listening. I have messages of, how inspired they are already with you. But if there's a message that you want to give all of us, Mataji, you've already alluded to, it doesn't matter what work you're doing, household work or corporate work, it doesn't matter. You already said, but, what is the message you want to give? One good message for all of us, all this, mixed group that we have here.
Okay, that's a very nice question, Mataji. The message I would give is, be authentic. Be comfortable in your skin. Just be yourself, because nobody else can be you. Right? None of us can be each other. All of us are unique. We have to be very, very comfortable in our own skin. And when we are comfortable in our own skin, we become very happy, Mataji. A lot of our my satsang sakhis, I can give example. Suma mataji. I don't know, all of you know Suma mataji. She's like amazingly confident and very comfortable in her skin kind of a person. You will never see her get irritated, annoyed, or angry. Never. You wake her up in the middle of the night and say, I'm hungry, she may cook a chapan bhog for you. Right? So it's very important to be authentic and be very happy with who we are, and be very thankful and grateful to Krishna for whatever he has given us.
Thank you, Mataji. And Mataji, being a woman in this corporate world, has it been an advantage or disadvantage or nothing different in your experience?
Mataji,
Specific to our Sakhi Sangha session, because we're all women here.
Yeah. I'm going to call a spade here, Mataji. Garuda Purana says to take a woman's life is a punishment. Telugulo antaru, అబద్ధాలు చెప్పుకో ఆడపిల్లలు పుడతారు అంటే ఏంటి? It's a punishment. But do we need to live like that, Mataji? We don't need to. Look at what Prabhupada said about women, Mataji. We are like, any day your husband is not happy with you, your son said something, your boss said something, remember what Srila Prabhupada said about you. Srila Prabhupada said, it is very easy for women to become devotees. Not so for men. And Srila Prabhupada said, being service-oriented comes very naturally to women. So even though we are going through a punishment, Mataji, supposedly, we need not feel like that.
Yes.
We need not feel like that. Sometimes some harsh feedbacks when somebody gives, I take it like a trophy. I take it like a trophy. So take it like a trophy. If you have been sidelined because you are a woman, I have been sidelined, Mataji. If you have been discriminated because you are a woman, if you feel that as a girl child, you did not get as much attention and importance as a boy in your house, take it like a trophy and make it work for you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. I could keep talking to you for hours, but in the interest of time, I have to stop. We'll probably take some questions. Mataji,
Yeah.
how are you on your time? Another 15 minutes should be fine.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Someone, you can either raise your hands one by one, or if somebody...
There are some questions in the
chat box. That's
chat box, Mataji.
Yes,
Haripriya Mataji is asking, Mataji, how to ask for hike and also announce the hike for others. In spiritual world, we should not be attached to anything. All results of our karma, it's given back to us by Krishna, but hike is directly related to our efforts the whole year, balancing different aspects of life, being women. Okay. So Haripriya Mataji, great question. And this is Haripriya Okay. She's a young...
Yeah, there are two Haripriya Matajis, no?
Okay. So very, very nice, Mataji. You should know that it is not wrong to ask for a hike in corporate world. Again, let's not do the mistake of wearing our devotee hat in a corporate world. Like Mataji asked a question the other way around, but this is the other way. No. This is in line with what Mataji asked me previously. Let's not let our devotee hats impede our career. We don't need to. The reason is everybody asks. Some of the things we have to learn the tricks of the trade when we are there. Tricks of the trade is we don't need to ask them every day. It's going to be very annoying and every manager is going to dislike it. But it doesn't hurt to just ask a question. For example, the looks like the industry standards are a little higher than what we are being paid here. Can you please explain how this works? And sometimes, Haripriya, what happens is there are answers that you may not know. For example, just by looking at the high percentage, you cannot make out anything. Sometimes they may pay you in stocks, right? Benefits of a company can be really, really great, but a base salary can be low. It's a complete package that a company offers that we need to look at. And it takes a while to get a hang of whether a package is good or not, whether a hike is good or not. Don't let this bother you too much. But if you think, another thing that happens only in India and not in US, Karunaradhika Mataji, is that here everybody discusses their salary, which is very wrong, Mataji.
Yeah.
Actually, nobody should disclose their salaries. Only person you can disclose your salary is your spouse. Not even to children, not even parents. The number should not go out at all, because it will cause problems. Envious is, all our DNA is full of, we cannot stop it. Why simply ask for trouble? That's the reason people think that, oh, that person got so much hike, I didn't get. But the truth is, Mataji, that person might have lied to you also.
Yes.
You really see that in their salary slip? No, right? Most of the times people come to me like this, Mataji. Average age of my team is 26, 27. They come to me like this. I got very less. That person who leaves office every day at 3 o'clock, he got more hike. I just smile at them. Really? Who told you? That person only did. Did you see it? No, but he told. What's the proof?
How are women negotiating, Mataji?
They're very bad.
Bad,
Women-
no? That's something I have not learned in all my life.
Women are very bad. Women are very bad. Worst thing is, when women are appreciated, they feel miserable. They're like, oh, I didn't do it. I don't deserve this. No, they should not be telling so many nice things about me.
Humility comes
So in another thing that we don't get to do, we get to do opposite of it in devotee life, but we have to do the opposite of that in corporate life, is take the appreciation and praises gracefully. Gracefully. You know why? Because I'm not representing only myself. I'm representing all my junior girls behind me who are very timid, shy, and needs an hand holding. So I made a video and I end my speech saying that, yes, I am a woman of impact, and I'm incredibly grateful for this recognition. So I agree and accept this award gracefully. Sometimes you need role model, and who knows, I'm being a role model to all the young girls, and that's a good opportunity.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Namrata Mataji. Haripriya Mataji, is your question done? You have your hand still raised? Can Namrata Mataji ask? Then you can ask again.
Yeah.
She has one more question. Maybe she can complete. Okay. Okay, yes. Thank you so much, Mataji. It was such a powerful session. I really wish to call you personally for my girls and give a very good session because the young girls really need this kind of training. So, Mataji, my question was like, usually we see the people, they tend to give us this superwoman tag for their own selfish interest because they expect us to do everything perfectly. There's that guilt which they try to impose upon us if we are not able to live up to their expectations.
Right.
So how do we handle this? And then I also saw, I had my cousin he was one of a very senior director in PwC. She was doing really well, earning in crores. Right now also her package is really good. But she always shared with me that I have this guilt. I could not spend time with my children when they really needed me. So even as a housewife, I have been housewife throughout, and I also feel the same guilt that I could have given more time to my children. So I don't know how when you're working and that
yeah.
guilt might be somewhere there, you're not able to fulfill in all the fields, and then not able to live up to that superwoman tag and all that. So how
Yeah.
do we manage that?
Mataji, we women have so many ways to make us feel guilty, make us feel miserable, make us feel small, make us feel useless. I mean, amazing. Actually, if there was a university for feeling miserable, we would have topped that university, right? We are very good at that. Mataji, I always look at quantity and quality. I can spend low quality 8 hours with my twins, or half an hour where we are all engaged and we are talking and I really know what's happening. So I always traded quality for quantity, Mataji, because I had to make that decision. My life did not allow me to have quantity with them anyways. The only way I could have had quantity, which I did have when I took a break from Microsoft for 14 months, I drove them around. We sent off our driver. I mean, he only left the job and went, and we didn't hire anyone. I drove them everywhere. I did everything. When they were writing exam for 3 hours, I was sitting in my car chanting outside in the parking lot, didn't come home. So I did all sorts of things. I gave them plenty of time. But in the end, I really realized that it's the quality that matters, not the quantity. So I'm not very guilty, Mataji. Actually, me being a very rare resource, sparsely found resource in their life has helped them, Mataji. Reason is they're very independent now. As in, they can take accountability for their timetable. Independent as in, they don't need me, not like that. But as soon as the exam timetable is announced, they will actually walk back from the finish line and make a nice timetable. Oh, this day I'm going to finish English, math, like that. They make a timetable, they stick it on their walls and they follow. And because of that, I just, from the 9th standard onwards, I'm a hands-free mother, Mataji. Only if they come to me with a problem, if they want me to teach like programming languages or computers, only then I poke my nose. And I don't ask them to get 100 out of 100. So they got, one of the twins got 92%, another one got 90%. So I said, very good, congratulations. And they said, Amma, are you happy? I said, yeah, I'm happy. No, really, I'm asking you. He said he wanted me to say that, I expected more or whatever. So I said, I'm really happy. But if you want to hear from me what I really think, this is how it goes. The guy who got 92, your potential is you can get 98%. The guy who got 90%, your potential, I know, I gave birth to you, is 95%. If you want, you can change the way you work. I'm not asking them to kill themselves and study 10 hours a day. What they have to improve upon is the focus. If they improve the focus during the studies, they can really do well and better in exams. And they can score more marks. What will that give them? I don't know. Maybe a red carpet entry into a top-notch college they want to be part of. Right? Like, I'm not asking them to be even part of top universities. But you really wanted me to give you the answer. Here I am. So this is how it goes, Mataji. Yes. Would I like to have spent more time with them? Yes. But do I feel guilty and think that I shouldn't have worked? No. I think I was very clear. I wanted to do this. That makes me like I want to have 360-degree perspective, Mataji. From my husband says you're so, there is no parallel. What is it called? Multitasking is a myth, they say. You can never multitask. But my husband jokes that you always multitask. You couldn't even give birth to 2 kids, one after the other. You did it together. So, so if there is a small, defect in me, that is this thing that I have to be doing some multiple things. It's a nature.
Yeah.
Actually, we are genuinely, naturally multitaskers, Mataji. That's the advantage that women have over men.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is
But that also gives the kids a sense of pride about you also, Mataji, because you can act as their role model. I think that's also very important.
That
They
is
should
very
see
true.
a mother who is not stressed out, doesn't repent about her work, that she's a working woman. So all that also goes into what picture are we projecting to our kids. That's also very important.
So Mataji.
It's a wonderful answer, Mataji. I mean, if you are sorted and very clear, you should go ahead and work. There are people who work, but they go with a guilt in their head. I mean, there's no point. I mean, carrying so much of guilt, you may as well be there when your mind is at home. That's what I feel.
They become cribbers, Mataji. Perpetual cribbers. They crib at home, they crib at office, and actually the best jewel that we have is a smile. Actually, everybody should smile all the time.
Eat it all the time.
It exercises our Mataji is a doctor. She can tell me it exercises our more muscles in the face than a cry or a frown. So it's good.
Good. Yeah, it stimulates a lot of good hormones also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other questions? Neela Mataji, you had another question. You can Mataji can take it. And anybody else, please can raise your hands. Neela Mataji, are you there?
Preeti Mataji
Haripriya
has
Mataji.
asked
Yeah,
question.
Haripriya Mataji, then Sarita Mataji. Yes, Mataji. You want to unmute and ask Mataji?
Oh, there are some awesome questions on the chat.
Oh, I can read those out while you take Haripriya's question.
Haripriya, you are on mute. You are still on mute. Okay, we could do a question on the chat in the interest of time while
Mataji.
Haripriya figures her thing out. I really want to answer Padma Mataji.
Padma Mataji's, yes.
Yeah.
She's
What
asking.
would be your suggestion for women preaching in men's world?
Yes.
Mataji, I have thought a lot about it. How many women preachers that are very famous, that are popular in our circle, Mataji? Apart from Nitai Sevani Mataji, I cannot think of anyone. If you know, they're all one-off. Like say, some women preachers come into our Vishaka Mataji is there, who sits with Dwarka Prabhuji, and they both do an amazing job. But they're not, I would say they're not like super popular like Chaitanya Prabhuji, Gaurang Darshan Prabhuji, like that, right? It is a truth, Mataji. And there is a subtle reason. It's a safe space for me to share, so I'm sharing this. Mataji, when a woman is sitting on a Vyasasana and preaching, the world is such a place, such a wretched place. You don't know how you are being looked at. We are always, there is a small chance that we are looked at as an object of desire. This is the unfortunate truth, Mataji. But Mataji, preaching doesn't have to happen only on Vyasasana. His Grace Leelanand Prabhuji always says this. We are preaching every single day by our behavior, by our, everything, the roles that we are carrying out. So I would say, let's not worry about that Vyasasana related preaching that much.
It's not about Vyasasana preaching. I heard from many men, Prabhujis, frankly speaking, that a woman cannot be an influencer. She can't influence as much as a man can. So that then in that case, it is good that a woman restricts herself to her own home to preach her own children, or how does it work, Mataji? Is it really so that a woman can't influence?
Mataji, I'll tell you what Srila Prabhupada said. Srila Prabhupada was asked once, you keep saying, when Western Mataji asked him, Prabhupada, you have written in your purports that women have less intelligence.
Yes, Mataji.
Is it true? You know what Prabhupada said? Yes, but only if you think you are a woman. That we are all spirits for soul, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, we just happen to be in a woman's body. That's it. So it is not true. I don't think that is the right way to think about it, that women cannot influence.
Can I add?
Yeah.
Yes,
Actually, Prabhupada, even in Kirtan Melas or while he was giving lectures, he made Mataji sit along with men whenever even in doing kirtans, he was very specific that every kirtan, I know it's all about men who can do kirtans, but Prabhupada very specifically told in kirtans, women also should be given equal opportunity.
Yeah.
In service, women also should be given equal opportunities. Prabhupada never said that women cannot become preachers, women cannot do this. In fact, he was also ridiculed because, whenever other sannyasis from different philosophies come, and there were Matajis who were serving him, sannyasi, he's a sannyasi.
He gave
And then-
Gayatri Mantra to women.
Yeah, and then they were also ridiculing Prabhupada that why are women? But women, once what happened, they were when sannyasis came, and Prabhupada, all the women were getting up. Prabhupada said, sit. And they were sitting, and Prabhupada was nicely, along with them. These people who were sannyasi, they were feeling odd. How can we come and talk in front of women and all? But Prabhupada was very calmly, coolly taking everything. So
Yeah.
Prabhupada never said you cannot become influencers, you cannot become preachers, nothing like that.
Not true at all.
Never. See, if the men have understood it wrongly, then it is their misfortune of understanding it
Yes.
wrongly. That's it.
Yeah, how can we
Yeah.
get everybody to understand the same
No.
way?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Mataji.
Thank you, Ms. Danu Mataji.
Um, Yeah. Sarita Mataji, you want to ask?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandatana. Mataji, today I'm very, very happy after listening to your this dynamic lecture, question answer session, Mataji. Like I always think, Mataji, I'm always surrounded by people like you all, who are doing excelling in all their profession and everything, other fields also. I feel that I'm a homemaker, housewife, but just now you said that success comes after happiness. It is secondary success. So, Mataji, what is actual success according to you? You said that happiness is most important thing in our life. I always teach my kids also, like end of the day, we need family, we need friends, we need a home, नॉट ए हाउस लाइक हमको घर चाहिए पैसा नहीं चाहिए बच्चे मतलब खुश रहे यही सब चाहिए सो आफ्टर यू बीइंग ऑन अ टॉप मोस्ट पोजीशन यू आल्सो सेड द सेम थिंग माते जी सो इज इट हम लोग आप सक्सेस रहने के बाद ये बोल रहे माता जी वी आर नॉट सक्सेसफुल एट ऑल लाइक so is it same for you and me mataji like
No, Mataji, no. Definition of happiness is same for both of us, but definition of success is different for different people. We have to
Yeah.
understand, and my own definition of success has been changing over the years, and that is fine, Mataji. Success is something that keeps on changing. See, at the age of 70, even if I'm able to walk on my both legs without hunching my back, that would be successful. For me, today, I don't have that definition of success. So, success should be different for different people, Mataji. You are successful if your children are coming and running and hugging you when they see you after some time. When people are missing you when you are not there, and they think that how I wish Amma was mom was here and she was the one who was cooking instead of this other person. If your husband misses you, or all these are success in relationships, Mataji. There are multiple success that we are actually there. We are not noticing. That's all. The very fact that few hours back we went and to an amazing satsang that Champaklata Mataji had called all of us for. That is such a successful life of Mataji as a daughter, as a devotee. So many devotees came just at her invitation. Why would that happen, Mataji? Why would that happen? Because everybody values her so much. Isn't that a success? Like, what can be more successful than that, Mataji? So success is very different. It's in our heads. If we take somebody else's success definition and make our own, we'll never be happy. And once we are not happy, then there is no point of even going and checking whether we are successful.
thank you mataji thank you so much
Thank you. Champaklata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavats to all of you. Thank you, Suma Mataji. I missed the whole part, but I'll definitely listen to the recording. And first of all, I'm very grateful to all of you who have been there and who haven't been there too, because I know there must have been so many things which are important. And Mataji, first of all, congratulations for your achievement, for your success. That is stupendously inspiring to all of us. I mean, behind the simplicity that you have, there is such a woman of substance. We are all so proud of you, and we are trying to draw whatever inspiration we can from you. And regarding the man and woman discussion, I thought I'll just add one point. The only Purusha is actually Krishna, because everyone else is Prakriti. So the external body may be different. So it could be a human body, and within human it is male female. It could be an animal body or any other species. So the external wrapper is like a chocolate wrapper. The actual thing lies within, which is the atma. But based on our body also, we have certain roles to play. That it's all right to understand the limitations and the boundaries as well, so that we neither deviate too much on one side. Something like, spirituality is all about that. When we talk about achintya bheda abheda, like, simultaneous oneness and difference. So similarly, when we are talking about the spirit soul and the external body being a man or a woman, like men cannot bear children
Right.
in the womb. So similarly, women are also made in a certain way, like they have a vama svabhava. They have a very delicate and sensitive nature. So, which is very special for women. So, Krishna has created us that way. So, we have to respect ourselves. And as you said, we should never feel let down by anything. Just understand this body and mind is just a resource that is given to us, so that we make a strong connect with the Supreme Lord. And I'm truly inspired by you, Mataji, and I'll certainly listen to your lecture. I mean the session, and I'll get back to you with some questions, certainly.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Karunaradhika
You are very
Mataji.
inspiring to me.
Purnagi, thank you for joining. I'm so sorry. I had a long day at work. I'm sorry. But yeah, I
Absolutely
missed you.
not a problem.
I was there in spirit. I was thinking, oh, lovely Kirtan must be going, lovely Sakhis must be there. So I missed you all.
Yeah, we too missed you, Mataji, but thank
Acha.
you for arranging this
Well,
session.
Today, I know I feel so nice that, all of us are together and, success of Sakhi Sangha, all of us, may the Lord, arrange more and more such inspiring sessions for all of us. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I think next time Suma Mataji should interview you for all your successes.
I'm not worth an interview at all, Mataji. Let me take this position, the lower position. I'm happy here.
Yeah, Suma Mataji should do more of that also, because even Anuradha Priya Mataji, who is actually the woman of substance behind Leelanand Prabhuji, it's not possible just like that to have
Mataji,
such a
nannenduku
huge congregation.
బాగుతున్నారు మాతాజీ?
చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు మాతాజీ, మేము చెప్పుకోవాలి.
Actually, this is a good idea. We should do periodically,
Yeah,
wonderful.
because
కానీ
inspire
నా రోల్ మోడల్ సుమా మాతాజీ. మై రోల్ మోడల్ ఇస్ సుమా మాతాజీ.
definitely all of them.
Anuradha Mataji, I always support Anuradha Mataji 2000%.
Yeah, thank you, Suma Mataji. Thank you, Karunaradhika Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hari Priya Mataji, one last question. I think no more hands. So one Hari Priya Mataji's question we'll take and we'll end because it's almost 6:30. Yes, Mataji. You want to unmute? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
My pranams to all the beautiful Matajis here. And I feel this session is a gift from Krishna to me, because I've been searching for women like this who are in Bhakti as well as the, a corporate world working like me. Can you hear me, Mataji?
Yes. Go on, Mataji, go on.
So I have two daughters, Mataji. The one she is peeping beside me, like 7, and the elder one is 10. And I'm working in PepsiCo. I have 17 years experience. I don't know. I don't want to quote it anywhere, but just for you to let know, like I'm at one role, like just like everyone else in corporate world. And I'm recently moved to ISKCON Bhakti and connected in this. I go to Sunday satsang at Bhakti Gachibowli Center recently. Regularly, I've been going, and I feel lot of difference in life after starting chanting and so many things. So I'm blessed to be in this session, Mataji. I've noted so many points which were running in my mind. I was actually looking for a guide like you who can answer all those questions. Being in spiritual world and as well as corporate is very difficult being working mother. So thank you so much. And my last question, like small question, I'll just quickly say that, I've been often asked to extend at work, Mataji, because of the US shift. I end up working like usually 2 to 10 is my work hours, but I work till 12 a.m., sometimes 11:30. uh, People ask me, like they make me sit in the calls, and I don't know how to say gently no to them because they're very senior people and they're very caring also, like they care for me a lot, but for the project work they don't want to, sometimes they
I got it, Haripriya Mataji. I
Mataji,
got
Mataji,
your-
before you answer, Mataji, 1 second. There's a similar question in the chat. So this Preeti Mataji is also asking same question. How to say no, both at work and at home, where you're dumped all the work. So if you can address both those, Mataji.
Mataji, we are very smart people, Mataji. We don't have to say no. We can just say, I'll do it tomorrow. Isn't it? Why should we say no? Because corporate world likes a can-do attitude. That's what you have to give it to them. We have to be very smart, Mataji. If you cannot make a 10 o'clock call for some reason, maybe your daughter is not well, or you have a satsang to go to, or a party to go to, a function to go to, tell, you record it for me, I'll watch the recording. Right? You give and take. It's a give. Every relationship, personal or professional, is a give and take, Mataji. You give some and you take some. Don't forget to take.
Okay,
Mataji, somewhere, being a devotee, I think some of these things we've forgotten. That's why for me, it's like you said, wear your work hat and devotee hat, but sometimes it doesn't work, Mataji. So at work also, you tend to become somewhat soft, so that kind of affects. But yeah, we have to be smart. Yeah.
One thing, Mataji. Again, the spiritual foundation that I started with in the starting. If you're not there in the meeting, the world won't collapse. Don't give so much importance to yourself. It's okay. We can say no. Nobody will get hurt. It's we who make that, give ourselves that position. If I'm not there, they'll really feel bad. He's my vice president. I cannot say no to him. That person will not mind it, Mataji, because you will be saying that only once in a while, hopefully.
Yes, Mataji, and also like the morning time is very important for sadhak like us. That 6 a.m. time which helps us chant and all. So actually, recently, right, I've searched a lot of jobs also. I wanted to come out of this role. It's always in the night time, but it is very everyone suggesting that you try to manage at work because everything is working out for you except the timings. Even any HR I ask, right, they never promise me on the time for the
Nobody
new
will
role.
promise anything for you, Mataji. Please don't expect anybody to give you what you want in a platter. Any
Yes,
company you go to will be the same. It is
yeah,
you who have to know how to work around these things. So it is going to be a long mentorship kind of an answer. So you meet me in Gachibowli center. We can take it
sure,
further. Okay,
Mataji. Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
There is one last Ankita Mataji's question. We'll take that and we can probably
Yes.
end
Yes,
the
ma'am.
call in the interest of
Suma
time.
mataji, Hare Krishna, Suma mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Brahmarama Mataji.
Congratulations, Mataji. It's a very nice session. Mataji, can I share a small thing within 2 minutes? I can complete it.
Yeah.
Mataji, even I too worked in corporate world. My world is different, of course, school that is. But when I work in Narayana, there was a lot of stress, Mataji, but I never felt stress. Why? Because I used to take everything in a easy way and systematically I used to do the work. But things will go on. We should not take it to heart, right? When I work in Nojividu, there were farmers. They can't pay the fee like Vijayawada people and other people, right? When the crops grown, when they got the money, then only they will come and pay the money. But they used to conduct the online meetings at 11 o'clock, what Haripriya Mataji said, for the fee. They used to call all the principals. What about you? Why are you not getting the money from the parents? How can we run the school? Like that, they used to ask many questions, lot of stress to everyone. But I used to sit very cool. Once they got very angry on me, Narayana people, and they said, "Enti miru samudram vachi mee meeda pongipotu unna sare endukanta cool ga unnaru miru" అని అడిగారు. అడిగితే నేను అన్నాను, మాతాజీ నేను ఫీజు కట్టించాలన్నా కట్టించలేను అక్కడ. ద సిచ్యుయేషన్ ఈజ్ లైక్ దాట్. వాళ్ళకి పంట రావాలి, డబ్బులు రావాలి, వాళ్ళు కడతారు. సో ఐ గేవ్ ద డెడ్ లైన్, దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్. దెన్ ఐ కెప్ట్ ఎ మెసేజ్ టు ఆల్ మై పేరెంట్స్, మీరు కనుక ఫీజు కట్టకపోతే నన్ను ప్రిన్సిపల్ గా వాళ్ళు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయట్లేదు, మరి మీకు నేను కావాలా వద్దా అది మీరు డిసైడ్ చేసుకోండి. దెన్ ఆల్ ద పేరెంట్స్ దే కేమ్ అండ్ దే పేడ్ ద ఫీ, మాతాజీ, వెన్ దే గాట్ ద yield. So stress everywhere, in every corporate field, the stress will be there, but we have to balance. What I experienced, just I'm sharing. That's what, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, Mataji, you are right. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. So I also true, Mataji. Brahmarama Mataji, thank you for sharing. Ankita Mataji, I wrote down the answer for your question in the meantime. I talked about balance between sadhana work and personal life. There is no such thing as balance. I already said. A lot of very experienced teachers have already given answer to this question, Mataji. There are things that are non-negotiable, both at work and at sadhana, and we have to do them. We have to somehow let them do. That's why we do time management kind of sessions. Actually, I did a time management session to a teenager, to a second year engineering student in BITS Goa, and she really liked it. We could do such sessions also, Karuna Radhika Mataji.
Yes,
we could
Mataji.
yeah, all of us have 24 hours only. The CEO of your company has 24 hours, and the lowest, like the most junior person in the company also has 24 hours. But the difference is the kind of impact they are having through their work, and how can they do that. So it all comes down to balancing. And there is another session by His Grace Radhesham Prabhuji called self-management, which he actually gives in all of the youth festivals and in US also. It's about managing ourselves, self-management, time, anger, stress, everything should be managed and can be managed. And by doing that, we'll be actually taking 56 hours of work in a 24-hour day kind of a thing. Some people can do so much in small time because they're able to manage, and it's just the art of knowing what should we do to manage. That's it. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Karuna Radhika Mataji, and thank you so much for listening to me, all the Sakhis. Thank you so much. Please pray for me. There are a lot of flaws. There are a lot of lackings and shortcomings in me. I might not have spoken about them. But at the end of the day, what really matters is we follow the instructions and be on the instructions of spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada,